Well, good morning. Welcome. Glad that you're here with us again as we continue our chronological read through Scripture. Our reading today is, I guess, kind of long as far as how much paper it takes up, but it's also kind of short because it's actually quite repetitive. It's time for the tabernacle to be dedicated. At the start of the dedication, the chiefs of the people approach with gifts of oxen and carts that will be used for the transportation of the tabernacle from place to place as they travel. It should be noted, or maybe I'll remind you, that the most holy of the items, like the ark and the table of the presence and a few things like that, are only to be transported using poles, which lift them up with rings, and then they're transported on the shoulders of the stewards, of those who are supposed to do that. That way, they're not touching the items themselves. But the rest of the stuff ends up being loaded up into carts, and those are gifted at this point in time to the Levites to be able to do that. And then the following 12 days, there are offerings, one day per tribe. Each tribe on their day brings forward a silver plate, a silver bowl, a gold pan full of incense, and animals for the burnt offering, the sin offering, and the fellowship offering. Though the tribes are vastly different in size, their offerings are identical because all share equally in the inheritance of God. When all of this is completed, God speaks to Moses from above the mercy seat of the ark. That's where God now meets with Moses, and also where he dwells among his people as he has promised. Not that God's somehow contained there, but that God chooses to reveal himself there. That is where he meets his people. That's where he speaks with his people. In a like manner, God reveals himself to us in word and sacrament. God's not contained or limited to them in any way, but it is where he has promised that he would be present and where he promised that he would make himself known to us. All that much more important then that we avail ourselves of every opportunity to meet with God there, where he said he would be, frequently reading his word like we're doing now, and regularly partaking of his sacrament by attending divine service. Once again, as I mentioned, today's is a little bit shorter. As you're reading, I put some references down there for you to read through, and then you can kind of skim as you go along because of the repetitiveness of the offerings. But then be sure and read the very end of it as well. May God be with you, bless you. I look forward to gathering with you again when we next read.